YouTube, what's up? How are you all doing? Hope all is well. I'm Ambitious Jackie, and today I'm here to give you a little video. But before I go any further, as always, please remember to like my videos, thumbs up, comment, turn the post notification bell on, that when I drop a video you will be notified. And many thanks to those who've been treading the journey with me from when till now. God bless you all, and thanks in a million for your continuous support. And to those who just joined the Ambitious Jackie family, I do hope you find yourself welcoming over here. And for those, the returnees, my silent watchers, God bless you all. Love, manners, and respect to everybody for your support. And before I go any further, guys, I'm asking you as well, please follow me on my other social medias platform. My Facebook is Jackie Mullings, and my Instagram is Jackie.Miller too. Thank you, guys. Okay, so guys, guess what come to my mind, or I should say, the other day my husband and I went somewhere, and I heard this lady, like a grandparent, I would say, calling a young miss. She called her a name like Jennifer, and I said to my husband, you hear that name for that young little picnic at this time and days and ages? And he said, yes, he hears. So anyway, I think that I should put some name together, names that I wouldn't give my child or a child in 2024 and beyond. We have to choose the names, guys, the names that we are going to give them. You understand, guys? Certain names in this 2024 will too mature for some people, for some kids. And, it make their looks more than their age, or I don't know if you understand what I mean. For instance, guys, with me, I'm an adult, I'm mature. But certain things I don't wear. Handbags, certain handbag, I choose my handbags. Hairstyle, I choose my hairstyle. Clothes, as I said before, certain things I don't wear, I choose my clothes. Not that I wear out skinny fit clothes to expose myself, because at the end of the day I'm a big woman, and I have to keep, and I have two grown adult children, and I have grandkids as well. So I have to adorn myself in a proper manner. But the choice of clothes, if we put on something, guys, and I think that it makes me look too adultish, more, even me, before I even take it off or ask my husband, I say, no man, that's enough, you know, wear that. That's how it is. This little something then I will wear, because the time hot, guys. It's not that me want to be like this, but the time is hot. So this time of these weathers for these things. Okay? When is September, October going back down with our little winter season coming, then you know me have my nice full t-shirts and all that. But now at time, in the house we don't have AC in the house. It's hot. So I just had my bath, my shower I should say, and look after myself nicely, and then I choose to put on. Because when I went to my drawer, I said I must find something that makes me keeps me cool. So I picked this out and lay them on the bed, have my shower, and I'm feeling comfortable in what I'm wearing now. But the names of some people give their kids in this 2024, guys, it's not good. And I'm going to really reveal some names that I personally would never give a child in these days and ages. Okay? Comment and tell me what you think of my things. If you're in agreement with me. And I have my little YouTube book here, and inside my book me have my little prescription them in it, and all them little something there. I keep everything I keep in this book. So when I'm ready, I just pick up and open this book. Everything is here. So this is my little YouTube book. Then put on jottings, everything me put down in it. So my chest tired. Names I would not give my child in 2024. I have some names, guys. Number one, I start off with the girls first. Number one, guys, I will never call a child Monica. Let me dress back some more. Guys, I would never call my child Monica. Monica, come here, and not a little 2-3-year-old baby now, or 8, 9, 10. Monica, come here. Or Monica, can you do that? I would never give a child that name, Monica. And no offense to adults who have those names, because those names were like the 50s, the 60s, and probably 70s. For me, that's what I think, and that's my opinion. So please don't come after me in the comment section about what I think. Okay? So those names were those times. So I wouldn't use them now. I wouldn't call my child Monica. No. And then, guys, I wouldn't call my child Madge. Madge. Madge, can you pass some water around there for me in this age? No, them unless they have the name long time, like in my time. And even in my time, they don't give nobody that name, Madge. I'm happy for the name that my parents gave me. Okay, let's go on with the names. Let me page there. Okay. And Marjorie. I would never give a child that name either, Marjorie. No, I would never give that child in these ages. Audrey. I would never call my child Audrey either. Marva. Sorry, my sister-in-law. No offense to your name, but your name suits you for the time that you were born. Yes, your name suits you. Marva. I would never give my child that name in these 2024. And I will never call my child Cynthia. No. I have an aunt by the name of Cynthia. Big woman, she's in her early 70s. I would never call my child that name. Those names fit those people in those days. As I keep saying. I would never call a child Donna. No, no. I have a sister-in-law called Donna, but she's very nice. But apart from that, those named Donna is some mix-up people. Some people where them sometimes the names tell the type of persons people are, okay? But my sister-in-law was called Donna. She's very nice. I would never call somebody named Ivy. I have an aunt, called Ivy. God bless your soul, Auntie Ivy. God bless you. Continue to rest in peace, my auntie. I would never use that name in these ages. And I will never call somebody called Annette. I went to school with persons called Annette. Those names that fit those times. I would never call somebody named Eileen. Eileen. Hyacinth. No. Arlene. No. Iona. No. Millicent. No. Dolores. Hell no. Sandra. No. Michelle. No. Not 2024. Melva. Not my child, nor my grandchild. I don't want those names for them. Gloria. No, hell no. Hazel. No. Even though my precious mom, that's what my mother was called, Hazel. I will never give somebody this name. If I have to give, say if I was in childbearing thing now, and I have a daughter. You know, middle name, they say, should be private. So I probably, because the love and I want to keep the memory of my mother going, even though she's always in my heart. God bless you, Mama. May your soul rest in, continue to sleep in peace, my darling. Love you always. Yes, I would probably call my child or use it as a middle name just because that's my mother's name. I don't know if I would. I don't know. But to use it as a first name, to say, oh, Hazel, come here. Or Hazel, do this, do that. Or Hazel, put that down. Or Hazel, I wouldn't do that. But I think for to use as I said, remembrance at all times, or so, or some respect, I would probably, and then I would have to think of it really hard if I would use it as a middle name for my child, but not first name. Some of these names, people can use them as middle name for kids because of personal reasons, like how I would say I would use my mother name, middle name as a middle name for a child, but not for the first name. Hell no. And Evelyn, I would never give a child call a child Evelyn. Never, never, never. I wouldn't. I have an aunt. I had an aunt named Auntie Evening. She passed as well. God bless your soul, my auntie. Keep on sleep, my darling. I would not give my child that name either. And this is 2024. I would never call my child my name Jackie. And my name is nice, you know, guys. Jackie. Hi, Jackie. I love that name. I love my name. But I wouldn't call a child that name in this 2024. Those name was in late 60s, 70s, if you know what I mean. You know the code. Okay? I would call that my child. I wouldn't call my child my name. No, I wouldn't give them that name. And then perhaps I would give them the middle name. I might give them the middle name. I won't say what the middle name is. I don't know if I've ever said it on camera, but when you put my names together, it's nice. And it suits my age, my days and age. Jacqueline, it's really nice, my middle name. My whole name. So, I wouldn't use it now. Guys, I really thank God for my parents. They gave me nice names. Okay, that's for the girls. Names that I wouldn't use for girls. And then come to the boys now, guys. I wouldn't use a Devon. No way in these days and ages for nobody. When I used to go to school, when I was younger, going to school, there was a guy in my class called Devon. And he's thick body and they used to call him Bulldozer. He used to fight and walk and like he going to push you down and all those things. So, but I wouldn't give that name, not because of his physique or whatever, but the name, I wouldn't use that name at all for my son in these days and ages. And I wouldn't call my son Carlos either. Carlos as in Carlus. No. That name is named from when. Same way. That's the name of my second daughter father, Carlos. Okay? Continue to sleep in peace, my daughter father. God bless your soul. And I would never call my child these days and ages, even some part of biblical name is David. I wouldn't call him David. No, sir. Me wouldn't use that name. And I wouldn't call my son Leon. Nope. I wouldn't call my son Winston. No. And I wouldn't call my son named Joseph. No. I wouldn't call my son Daniel. Not a biblical name. I wouldn't neither. And I wouldn't call my son Clive. And I would never call my son Vincent either. My neighbor, and you have to take time with that one. And I wouldn't call my son Ruben. These days and ages, no. And I would never call my son named Aston. No way. And I would never call my son named Emmanuel. No, I wouldn't. I would never call my son named Melvin. Why Melvin? Melvin, come here. Go see him run into me when me say, come here, Melvin, come here quick. I would never. And I would never call my son Melbourne either. Nope. And I would never call my son name Roland. That's my dad's name. But I will never, unless I'm going to give him it as a middle name. Because my peer, that's my just like what I said about Hazel. And then when I say Roland, then I would give him as a middle name. And I would think hard before I do that either. And Herbert or Ebert, I would never, that's the last one, I would never, ever, ever, ever call my son. And before I go, the last one, Wilfred, that's my grandfather's name. I will never, ever call those my children, whether girl or boys, any of those names that I just read out to you. Never, never. Apart from when I say Jackie, no, Asa. I would give my daughter that as a middle name, because you know middle name's private, so nobody wouldn't use it to bother her. And then I would give my son Roland, my dad's name, as a middle name, and I would have to think hard over it. Look how I'm sweating, guys. So we have to be careful the names that we called our children in these. Are you not me, because children for me it's never. No, I'm funny. But those names, guys, give me a minute. Me turn on the fan here. I'm burning. Sorry about that, guy. I was to get the fan. Yes, guys. So I wouldn't call my kids in this 2024 none of those names. None. The two that I picked up, let me rephrase my sentence, because of my mother and my father. My mother is gone from 1988 and my dad is still alive, kicking and well. Then I might use their names for middle names. And then I would have to think hard, as I said before, but because we know that middle names private, nobody, kids won't bother them at school so. But you see, guys, I don't want this video to be too long. We have to be careful, you know, with these children these days. They are different. Society these days are so different, because we have to be careful how we carry ourselves as parents, because you know children will be embarrassed out at school about their parents. If is guys, if you don't dress properly, and if you there's nothing, I won't say nothing about or give anything about people that are a bit overweight, because if you were born that way, that they'd say you have big bone in your family. That's what we call it, the dark start. If we were born that way with big bone in our family, there's nothing we can do if we cut that out. Okay, guys? So I wouldn't, I'm not discriminating or talking down about and big persons, but I know that certain type of thing we have to be careful with our children when we have children, especially small children, young children going to school, because they'll be embarrassed of us. They'll be embarrassed about their names. They can be embarrassed about their parents. If their parents are overweight, or their parents let me get it straight. They will say, if your parents ugly, Pastor God, pardon and forgive me, Jesus, you don't make anybody. If their parents are not that, you know, guys, for instance, if you and I are friends, and then your mother is prettier than mine, you know, as a child, your mother is prettier than mine, I'm gonna feel bad and jealous over you with your pretty mother, because my mother is not pretty, because I don't know better as a child. I don't know better and say, oh, God made everybody in their own image and all that, and nobody is ugly and all them. Something that I wouldn't realize that. And the dress code again, when you're going where your children are and all those things, especially parent evening and all those things, you have to put yourself together nicely and all those way, because children easily pick up on those things when they are in public with other children. Because I can remember, I don't want this video to be too long, I keep saying it. I can remember when I used to live in England, a lot of persons know. And when my daughter goes to school in England, went to school in England, right? And when it was parent evening, and this girl, my daughter is a living witness. She's alive and well in England. I just spoke to her less than 2 hours ago. Okay? So I know 2 hours ago she was fine. Okay, so I can remember when it comes, you come to parent evening, guys. Like certain times you have one-on-one with your children parent teachers. I don't know if it happened here in Jamaica, because honestly, remember say me no have the childbearing done for me, and you know. So however, used to be, there's something, I think it's like once a month or twice a month, they used to have something called parent evening, when you have, we go to your child's school and you have a one-on-one with that, with your child or children teachers, whether maths teacher, English teacher, no matter what, you, that evening is your evening, and you go by time, like 3 o'clock appointment for the maths teacher, 4 o'clock for the English, 4:15 for the science, and so. But you, that evening is for parent to interact, to talk with their child slash children teachers, to know personally what the child or children getting up to, or they're going on. And I can remember, guys, there was this girl that one of my daughter friend, right? When it's parent evening, guys, and I'm swear on my life, I don't like doing it. When it's parent evening, that girl, that young miss, guys, always said to my daughter, I don't tell my mother. She said that. Try to say it. Just, she said, I didn't tell my mother that it's parent evening. She didn't bring that letter home. She didn't do that. It's not like now you will have groups, because what I understand now in school, there's groups that parent know everything that's happening. Those days they send home letters to the with the children to the parents. And she will say to my daughter that she didn't give her mother her letter because she don't want her mother to come to the meetings. So when my daughter and she want her, ask my daughter to ask me to sit in for her mother, and tell her I said to my daughter, what am I going to tell the teacher? She said, my daughter said, Mom, just tell the teacher that you are sitting in for, I won't call the name, for, let me use Janet. You are sitting in for Janet, because Janet mother is at work and can't come. And guys, I can remember honestly, and I'm being honest, I did it once. I did it once for her, and then when it happened again, another parent evening comes around, and she asked me to do it again, and I said, no, I will never do it. I do it once, and it takes a hold on me. I think about it. I will never do it again. And I said to her, so and so, tell me, why do you don't want your mother to be at your meeting? She said, when I look, and everybody mother, especially, they call my daughter Stacy, especially Stacy mother. When I look at Stacy mother, and you are Stacy mother, you young and look nice and you're good looking and all that, and my mother is a big woman, and she say old, her mother is old and don't look properly. I said, no, stop it. My daughter was there. I said it in front of her daughter. That's in front of my daughter when I asked her that question. I said, no, stop it. Your mother is your mother. Even if she mad and I eat out her garbage bin out there, so at the end of the day, is your mother. You are not happy to see your mother eating from the garbage bin, if that's what she was doing. But at the end of the day, is your mother. She's the one who gave birth to you. She brings you here. And from now on, you are going to bring the letters home to your mother when it's parent evening, and bring your mother to school. I will never do it again for you. So that evening, guys, she called her mother. She called her mother right in front of me, and tell her mother, say, is parent. When she called her mother, she said, what me going to tell her? So she said, tell your mother it's parent evening, and give her the times that she's supposed to get here. That's what I said. And in front of me, that little pitney stand up and call her mother and tell her mother, say, oh, it's parent evening, and I didn't remember to give you the letter. But I didn't say anything about, I just leave it alone and say, stop it, next time don't do it. Always give your mother the letter. Your mother is your mother. I did it for you once, I will never, how could I continue doing that? The reason why you think your mother is aging at the time, because she was like 12, 13 years old, right? The same age as my child. My child was that time. And she think that her mother is old because at the age that the girl was, her mother have her late. Say her mother have like 4 or 5 children before her, which are big people them, and then she comes late. So when she comes, her mother was probably those times 40 something going up and all them age there. So by she getting older and something, and then the mother going down and she coming. I said nothing wrong with your mother. I met your mother and I've seen nothing wrong with her. Nothing wrong with her. Let your mother come to your parent evening. I will not do that for you. I did once and I will not do it ever again. Do not disown your mother. Guys, and you see from then, she start letting her mother come to parent evening. Every parent evening that I attend, her mother is there with her. I'm telling you, we have to know what we do. And it's not the mother's fault why the girl don't want to own her mother, because of the woman was aging at the time and all that. And you go disown your mother because your mother don't look young like other people mothers. I have right, because it's the age of my daughter at the time and my age. What I mean, I have them both young. So yes, then I will look young for them, because even though people will say, oh, my daughters look like my sister. Thank God for that. But that doesn't say you're supposed to disown your mother. Never, ever, ever do that again, child. And since then, as I said before, she never do it again. Never. Every parent evening, she's there. Her mother is there with her. So, saying this to say that, guys, these kids nowadays, you have to be careful what you do. Even the life that we live, we have to be careful, because they watch and they follow. So my father-in-law, I'm around there, so now him turn on back the radio. And I don't want copyright, so I'm going to love you guys and leave you. Look after yourself, and if you can't be good, guys, just be careful, because the world out there is so not easy, but we have to live in it and live good. God bless you. Love you always. Bye-bye.